A reading from the Franciscan Book of Saints. October the 27th. The Servant of God Alexander of Hales. Confessor First Order. Alexander was a native of England. He does not, however, take his name from his native place, but from the convent of Hales, where he received his education. About the year 1220, he taught theology in the renowned University of Paris, and distinguished himself there by his piety as much as by his learning. Devotion to Our Lady prompted him to make a vow that he would accede to any request made of him in her name. And so the annals of the Franciscan order relate that a good brother from one of the new convents in Paris called at his home one day while on a begging tour, and asked the celebrated professor in the name of the Blessed Virgin to join his poor order. Alexander was at first much perturbed, but perceiving in this invitation a call from heaven, he carried out the brother's request. During the year of probation, he was once severely tempted to lay aside the coarse garment. The following night he saw in a dream our Holy Father St. Francis laden with a very heavy cross, which he was endeavouring to carry up a steep hill. Filled with compassion, Alexander advanced to assist him, but he heard our Holy Father say, "Begone, miserable man! If you cannot carry the light cross of wool, how can you presume to carry this heavy cross of wood?" On awakening, the novice found that the temptation to leave was no longer bothering him. He persevered in the observance of the rule to the end of his life. As a friar minor, Alexander continued to teach at the university, laying the foundation for scholasticism, a system of knowledge which marvellously explains the truths of the faith and defends them against objections, even to our own day. For this, Alexander was honoured with such titles as the Irrefutable Doctor, the Master of Doctors, and the Fountain of Life. It was from him that his famous pupils, St. Bonaventure and St. Thomas Aquinas, drew their wisdom. Someone once asked St. Thomas what course in theology he would recommend. St. Thomas replied, "There is just one theologian whom you need to master." Being asked who that theologian was, he named Alexander of Hales. Though he had become famous and enjoyed honours which he justly deserved, Alexander always remained a humble friar minor. He always considered himself the lowly son of the handmaid of the Lord, the Blessed Virgin, who had directed him into the order. He died while invoking her name on October the 20th, 1245. A reflection on love for Our Lady. How fervent must have been the love of this learned man for our Blessed Lady, since he vowed never to refuse a request that might be made of him in the name of Mary. And what admirable proof he gave of this love, when he left the world and entered the poor order of the Friars Minor. It appears that Our Lady considered him particularly worthy of the order because of his love for her. As we are told by St. Bonaventure, our Holy Father St. Francis cherished an indescribable love for Mary, and desired that his children should do likewise. The convent of St. Mary of the Angels became the cradle of the order, and St. Francis expressly chose Our Lady as the special mother and patron of the order. And so the children of St. Francis not only honour the Blessed Virgin as the Mother of God, but they love her as their own mother, given to them in a more special way than to ordinary Christians. Saint Stanislaus, on being asked whether he loved Mary, answered, "Why should I not love her? She is my mother, isn't she?" Do you love her tenderly as a good child should? Consider that true devotion to Mary must show itself indeed, first and above all in a God-fearing life. Mary says to us what she once said to the servants at the wedding feast of Cana, "Whatsoever he shall say to you, do ye." John chapter 2 verse 5. But our love for Mary will manifest itself also in the veneration we pay to her, greeting her morning, noon and night by saying the Angelus, having a picture or statue of her in our rooms, wearing the medal or the scapula of the Blessed Virgin, saying the Rosary, keeping her feasts with special devotion and filial joy. He who sincerely venerates Our Lady will also strive to promote devotion to her in others. Have you been sincerely devoted to Our Lady in the past? Consider how fortunate they are who truly love Our Lady. They will be loved in turn by her, and they are, so to say, certain of their own salvation. Listen to what the Church itself says of the Mother of God in the canonical hours. I love them that love me, and they who in the morning early watch for me shall find me. And again, he who shall find me shall find life, and shall have salvation from the Lord. St. Alphonsus is right when he says that it is a sign of predestination if we love Mary, and then makes this statement: a true child of Mary will never be lost. Prayer of the Church. O God, who didst choose the Immaculate Body of Blessed Mary for thy dwelling, grant, we beseech thee, that we who are shielded under her protection may by thy grace join with gladness in her commemoration, who livest and reignest for ever and ever. Amen.